He was the perpetrator. He gave information that only the perpetrator could have been privileged to.
A convicted serial killer is offering new grim details about a 40-year-old East Alabama murder case. But what else did he admit to?
Columbus police warn you about a recent outbreak of armed robberies in town. What officers say you should look out for if you stop by a gas station late at night.
Clear, crisp, and mighty cold this morning. We'll let you know if it's still looking this cold as we progress towards the weekend. Coming up.
Coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
It is Wednesday, and thank you so much for joining us for News Leader 9 Morning.
I noticed this is bone chilling cold. What's the difference in bone chilling and bone rattling cold?
Oh, bone rattling. I like that one.
I don't know.
I like that one. Actually, I feel like bone rattling is more like the Halloween season, maybe a little bit.
Good point.
But yeah, it is bone chilling cold out there. You're just cold down to your bones. And hope you put the heater on before you went to bed last night.
Yes,
I
you
didn't,
definitely
and
needed it
woke
this
up in the
morning.
middle of the night a little unhappy.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I would highly recommend you put your heaters on, especially in your car. Our Alpha Cam overlooking Auburn. Oh, we can see the moon out there, but we aren't seeing much in the way of warm air. So notice we've got these mostly clear skies. Anytime you have clear skies, it's just going to allow all of the radiation that the Earth absorbed during the day to go back out to space. So we are seeing much cooler air in place. A lot of us hanging out around 32 degrees, the freezing mark, 32 in Alexander City, 30 in Auburn and LaGrange, and 34 in Columbus. Today's bus stop forecast this morning, make sure the kids are bundled up. Not going to be a bad idea to have all the winter accessories, hat, gloves, scarves. Luckily, the winds aren't too bad this morning, but where there is a little bit of a breeze, we're seeing feels like temperatures running a little cooler than they would be otherwise. So most of us, the air temperature is what it actually feels like outside. But where we do have a little bit of a breeze in places like Americus, Thomaston, Auburn, it feels cooler than it actually is. So we'll let you know how cold it's going to look tomorrow. Hint, it's going to be even colder coming up.
Lauren, thank you much. It is 6:32. There has been an uptick in the number of armed robberies at local convenience stores, and law enforcement is warning you and what to look out for. News Leader 9's Maya Johnson joins us live from the Public Safety Building with more on what police are advising. Good morning, Maya.
Good morning, Chuck. Police say it's that time of year. Thieves are on the lookout for anyone vulnerable to an armed robbery, and they often seek convenience stores as their main targets. Say you're going into work early in the morning or getting off on an overnight shift. A lot of you may stop at a convenience store for gas or a snack. They say if you drive up to a store and see someone standing outside like they're looking out for people, someone may be inside robbing, and it's recommended to not enter the store. Just yesterday, several stores were robbed within hours of each other.
Normally, the reason they're hitting the convenience store because they look at that as an easy target for them. Sometimes, like I said, they'll stand around and look at the store, and when they see a clerk in there by themselves, and they'll go in and do what they came there to do, commit the robbery or whatever, as opposed to going to, let's say, a grocery store or something where there's a lot of people around.
Police also say take a look at the cash register to make sure things look normal so you won't walk into something and get hurt. Even if you have a funny feeling about something that isn't right, don't hesitate to dial 911. And the biggest thing police say, if you are getting robbed, don't fight back. Give them whatever they want because your life is more important. Chuck?
Thank you much, Maya. Our time now 6:34. A robbery last night has sent a well-known realtor to the hospital. That's Dan Parker on your screen. He was attacked last night as he left a Hamilton Road restaurant, beaten and stabbed as well as robbed. This happened at Rose Hill Seafood, according to police. He was transported to the medical center and is currently listed in stable condition.
A 39-year-old homicide case in Phoenix City is being revisited after a convicted serial killer offers new insight into nearly 100 murders. 78-year-old Samuel Little, a native of Reynolds, Georgia, and a convicted California serial killer is serving a life sentence. But recently he confessed to 91 homicides spanning across the country, including the brutal killing of 23-year-old Brenda Alexander of Columbus in 1979, which happened in Phoenix City. He gives details of the August 26th night when he took her life.
He was the perpetrator. He gave information that only the perpetrator could have been privileged to. The police department, my office, so we're convinced that this is the right guy.
According to the FBI, Little is dealing with health issues and offered his statement in a deal to be transported to another prison. The Russell County District Attorney says Little will not step foot in an Alabama courtroom, but his case will still be prosecuted. It will be presented to a grand jury in February, and Little's recorded interview will be played. More details in the Thanksgiving Day mall shooting in Hoover, Alabama. The suspected gunman, Aaron Brown, made his first court appearance in Jefferson County yesterday. He's charged with attempted murder for the shooting that injured an 18-year-old on Thanksgiving night at the Galleria. He's being held in the Jefferson County Jail on a $125,000 bond. Protesters are still hitting the streets fighting for justice for E.J. Bradford, who was killed at the mall on Thanksgiving night. Now they're promising to hold nightly demonstrations until investigators release more information on his death. Bradford was fatally shot by a police officer in what's being called a case of mistaken identity. The group, known as the Justice League, says they know who the police officer is who shot Bradford and are threatening to stage a protest at the officer's home and even the home of the officer's parents.
But we're going to jam up these phones, and we're going to calmly and patiently ask for justice. And we're going to ask, when is Aaliyah going to release the video?
We understand that everyone is deserving of protection. That's residents, businesses, visitors to our community. We will endeavor to protect everyone's First Amendment rights, but we will also protect everyone's physical safety.
Aaliyah has repeatedly said it would not release the video of the shooting until the investigation is complete.
Well, things don't seem to be getting better at a mobile home park in Columbus, Fort Benning Estates. More buildings have been condemned now, according to the director of Inspections and Code. Officials say sewer issues have gotten worse, not better. 8 units were backed up with sewer buildup underneath the trailers. Upon a visit yesterday, a pop-up visit, officials have now condemned buildings on the property. Had done so before, but this for the first time are residential buildings. Right now they're telling renters to make arrangements to begin moving. No concrete date when they should be moving. City officials are in talks with United Way's Home for Good, which is helping to get people relocated.
37 after the hour, that's it until next November. Voters heading to the polls one more time to name a winner in 2 races that ended in a runoff last month. Georgia voters deciding who will be the next Secretary of State, and here are the numbers. Republican Brad Raffensperger defeated Democrat John Barrow 52 to 48%. Raffensperger will replace current Governor-elect Brian Kemp. And the 3rd district seat for Public Service Commissioner, Republican Chuck Eaton defeats Democrat Lindy Miller 52 to 48%. Eaton reelected for his 3rd term in office.
Well, it is a big day for Central High School as the football team is headed to the state championship. Yesterday, fans of the school sent the team off in great fashion, hosting a mini parade as they left for Auburn for that state championship game in 7A tonight. They'll face off against Thompson High School of Alabaster. Game time set for 8 o'clock Eastern Time at Jordan-Hare Stadium. And you can watch that game live here on WTVM or on Bounce. Starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central.
Coach Kaelin Massey on 500 victories! 500!
Let's talk about another sport at Central High School, basketball. The girls' coach has made her own headlines. Carolyn Wright hitting a milestone, reaching 500 career wins. Wright reached that record Saturday after the Red Devils beat their Russell County rival. Coach Wright was honored before last night's game against Opelika. She was totally surprised, even crying after receiving the trophy.